Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Learning Cello with Vesi. My name is Vesi, I'm your host today, and this is Mr. Cello as always. Today we're learning the newest hit from Dua Lipa called Break My Heart. Before we start the lesson today, down in the description box you're going to find a link to the sheet music for this tune. You will also find a link to the full musical video and also a link in which you can find the backing track for this song. Those are all the things which you will need to learn this tune: the sheet music, the backing track, and the full musical video which you can play along with. After we finish today's lesson, if you would like to see a little bit more from me, you can go and follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. Today's lesson will be perfect for all of you intermediate level players. However, if you're a beginner player, you're still welcome to join and try to play along. Today's song is in E minor. E minor is a scale with one sharp, it is the F sharp. The first little sequence which we will learn today starts on second position on the A string. We are going to play the note D with second finger. An easy way to find your D note is to start from open A and stack your fingers one after the other. A, B, C, D. D with fourth finger is on our first position. However, we're looking for second position, so that's why where it sits your fourth finger, just replace it with second finger. If you would like to check your intonation, check with open D, which is your second string. We play our first note, second finger, the D note on the A string. The second note is going to be E with fourth finger on the same position, on the same string. Okay, those two notes are slurred. The next two notes which we play is E and back to B in first position. So we will stay in that same position for one more time playing the E, and then reverse back to first position with first finger, where it's going to be the note B. So the first four notes will be D, E, E, B, and the slurring 2 plus 2. Let's hear how this first sequence will sound. 1 N. So the first little half starts on the second beat because we have one beat of a pause at the start of the bar, and then on the second beat we start with second position, second finger on the A string. D, E with fourth finger, and then on the next bow we have again two notes, E, B. Okay, so we are back in first position with our first finger. The next two notes which we're going to play are B and D. So that's going to be with first finger and fourth finger. We stay on first position, we do not move. We play our B with first finger and then our D with fourth finger. And this is our whole first bar. Let's see it from the beginning. So we start with the note D, second finger on the A string, and then E after that on the same bow. Then repeat again the E, bring back for B on first position with first finger, then stay on that B, repeat the B one more time, and D with fourth finger. Let's try it very slowly. 1 and. Good. Now let's try it a little bit faster. 1 and. Now the second bar of this tune is going to be fully on first position, and it starts with the note C with second finger on the A string. After it we play the B with first finger, open A with no fingers, After this, we go down to the note G on your D string. And then with first finger, we play E. So one more time, we start the second bar with second finger on the A string, C, then B with first finger, open A, and then G and E, the last two notes will be slurred together. Let's try it together very slowly. Find your first position, second finger on the A string, that's gonna be your C. And C, B, A, G, E. Now the next thing we will try is to put those two bars together. Let's see if we remember how we start. We start on the second position, first string, the string A. With your second finger, we're looking for the note D. You remember? Check with open D to see if it's the right intonation. One and. And again, a little bit faster, one and. Now that we know the notes of the first two bars of the song, let's talk rhythmics. The rhythmics of the first bar is a little bit odd. I will explain it to you, but somehow I feel that it will be even easier for you to try to remember how it sounds and mimic it. So we start with one full beat of a pause at the start. One and. The first note which we are going to play in this bar will be a semi-quaver, and each one after that will be quavers, just regular quavers. This is exactly what makes the first bar of this tune to sound a little bit offbeat. And for those of you who don't particularly have a very big experience with solfeggio and rhythm, I would suggest that you try to mimic what you hear. So it will sound like this. One and D, E, E, B, B, D. The second bar is much easier. The first three notes are crotchets. Each crotchet is one full beat each. So it's gonna be C, B, A, and then G and E are going to be quavers. So half a beat for each one. G, E. So it has to sound like this. One and D, E, E, B, B, D, C, B, A, G, E. This time, for those of you with not that much experience in solfeggio, try to remember what you hear and try to just mimic it. One and. Okay, so much for the rhythm. Now let's go to the third bar. The first note from our third bar is slurred back from the notes from the previous bar, and that's why it means that we're only going to play separately the second note. The second note is the same like the previous, which means that it's E with first finger staying on the same first position. So we finished on G, E, first position on the D string. Right? Okay, keep that E for one more note. In the third bar, we have to start with the up bow with the E. So after this, we're gonna have a jump. This jump will be back to the same second position which we started the piece with. So make sure that you learn this jump separately. So we jump from E on first position with first finger to D on second position with second finger. Learn it separately so you can be secure in the jump. Now, once we find ourselves back on this second position, all we need to do is repeat the whole first bar from the beginning. So if we already have this secured from the start of the lesson, then this should be very easy for you. If you find yourself that you forgot which note and which finger was somewhere, don't worry about it. We're going to repeat it one more time in here, and once you finish, you can just repeat the whole lesson, go back from the beginning, and refresh your memory. So we are back on our second position with second finger. First two notes on the one bow are gonna be D and E, second and fourth finger. Then fourth finger to first finger on first position, E to B. And then B to D, first finger to fourth finger, same position. So the whole entirety of this bar should sound like this. 1. Now, for the next bar, we stick around on the first position. We go for C with second finger, B with first finger, open A. Now this time, instead of going down like the previous, do you remember? We went down to the D string. This time we stay on the A string. So we play C, B, and then on one bow we're gonna play two notes, A and B. Open string, first finger on the same bow, A, B. And then on the next bow we're going to play one more B. So the whole bar should sound C, B, A, B, B. Now let's see it from the previous bar. 1. C, B, A, B, B. Okay, cool, good job. We only have a little bit more to finish our first sequence from the song, so stay with me. Now again, the first note of the next bar is slurred back with the previous. That means that the first note which we're actually going to play is the second note of the bar. So again, same note, same position. The note is B, the position is first, the string is A. Again, one more time, B, and then we jump to fourth position, the note E with first finger. Again, a very, very useful jump that is going to be very, very useful for all of you. Now, once we land on our first finger, fourth position, the note E, then what do we have after that? We have the E note, then after that, the note F sharp with third finger on the same bow, so they're slurred together. And then fourth finger for G. Then the next note will be back to F sharp with third finger, then back to E with first finger. And then the last note is reversing back to third position with first finger is gonna be the note D. So from E to D, we have a little jump back. It has to sound like this. 1. Now, after we landed on third position with our first finger, we will extend our hand, extend our fourth finger. We go to extended third position on the D string. This is going to be the note B. So then the next bar we have B, A, and G. So we stay on this fourth position. The first note is B with fourth finger, then second finger for A, and first finger for G. Now on this bow, we're gonna have one more note, so save your bow. We go from the first finger, G, back to the B with extended fourth finger. Again, as of rhythm, we have the exact same sequence repeated over and over again. What we learned on the first two bars, it was the same in the third and fourth bar, and it is the same in this fifth and sixth bar. And on the next bar, just to finish this melody, we go back to our B with fourth finger extended and back to A with second. So the last few notes are gonna sound like this. The very last little melody line from the first sequence, and this, I promise, is going to be the end of the first sequence, goes like this. So easy. We stay on the same third position. We start with the first finger. First is going to be the note G. The next will be the note A, which is with second extended finger. Those two notes are in one slur. Then on the next bow, we're going to have the note B, fourth finger, back to the A. And this is the whole first sequence. This is the end of it. Now the good part about this song is that this whole thing is going to be repeated so many times. So once you learned this 4 or 5 little pieces and you mix them together, you play them one after the other, then you're gonna have a very large portion of the song actually learned. So now I would like us to attempt to start it from beginning and to play it together from the beginning. I know most of you probably forgot how it started. Maybe I even forgot how it started, but I have the sheet music next to me to remind me which note, which finger, and all of these things. For those of you who would like also to have the sheet music, go down below. You will find the link where you can purchase this sheet music with the fingers and with the bows. One and. Now I'm gonna play it for you in the real tempo so you can hear exactly how it sounds. One and. Hey guys, Future Vesi here editing this tutorial. I hope all of you are keeping up and finding this lesson easy and fun to play with. I actually didn't realize I was talking for so long when I was recording it, but here we are now almost at the 20 minutes mark, and I think it will be easier for all of you if I upload this in 2 separate videos. In this way, I believe it will be more sufficient for you to practice the different parts of the song. Thank you so much for watching, and I will make sure to release the second half of this tutorial as soon as possible. If you would like to stay tuned with all the new lessons and all the new music that I'm releasing, then make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. For more content, follow me on Instagram, where I post daily about my life and the future projects which I'm working on. Again, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!